days, any team can win. Everyone can beat everyone. So TSM and Fnatic are one of the strongest right now. Not an easy one, I guess.
No secret that we had hard times with Virtus.pro in the back, in the past. But I think we lately became better at playing against them. Won last time online, and we lost narrowly 3-2 in Dubai. So I think Virtus.pro is strong, but still it always depends on the tournament form from them. So you never know how they look like.
Hello everyone and welcome back. It is the moment of truth here at the PGL Season 1 Finals. It's the grand final. It's TSM versus Virtus.pro. It promises to be a feast of Counter-Strike. It is the matchup that Duncan, on my right here, has described as one of the most exciting, if not the most exciting matchup in the game. So we're joined obviously by Duncan and Natu. That's Thorin for all you people at home, just in case you thought we just got some random guy called Duncan in. This is it, boys. It's been a great tournament so far, just in terms of the quality of Counter-Strike. I think we're in a real purple patch, just in general. It's a very interesting time in the scene. We've got fallen giants like Fnatic. We've got new kids on the block like Envious, and of course then you've got these kind of Virtus.pro, a streaky team, and then you've got TSM, super consistent. So what do you guys make of this?
Yeah, I mean, the level of Counter-Strike right now, generally in the top scene, is so that it all comes down to the specific rounds that swing one way and that just those decide the actual outcome of the game. It's something we had in later stages of 1.6, actually, and this is what CSGO is going into right now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. I remember it, of course, when anybody could beat anybody on their day, which, as you saw in the interviews build-up, that's exactly what Neo was saying. Now, I've got to say, I'll put my cards on the table. I'm slightly leaning towards TSM on this, although I think it'll be super exciting and close, not just because of the map advantage, but I just think they're in a much more sort of consistent period of form. What do you think?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's those two factors. One, even though I think they're very closely matched teams, as a result, if it's super close and each can win all the maps, well, then starting a third of the way towards the goal is a massive advantage in that sense. Now, even beyond that, even if it was just a clean, like you start with it's a best of 5 and no one has the advantage, I would actually still lean towards TSM at the moment because even when it's a map that they lose, it feels like their consistency level is very high. If they lose, it's going to take a lot to beat them. Meanwhile, it's very possible they could blow Virtus.pro away on certain maps. Now, it doesn't look like that because luckily the way they match up team for team has been really great throughout the whole year. And it didn't matter who won the series. It was always close back and forth. It's not like one team wins, but they have to narrowly win, then the other one's wrecking them. At the moment, it's been so back and forth. And more importantly, I think this is the only matchup in the entire game right now where all the maps they tend to play are the maps that both teams can win. Yeah. It's very, very rare you get that. Because as I always stress, whenever we talk about teams like TSM that have a huge map pool, usually the smart thing you do is just start skewing the whole map pool towards the two maps that the other guy doesn't like. Since that isn't really the case here, both of them play like 5 or 6 maps. They just ban out the ones that each of them doesn't play, which is different ends of the spectrum, and then they meet on the middle 3 to 4. In this case, 5. So that's where it's going to be a potentially great series. Obviously, it can only be at most 4 maps, but I think you could get literally 4 maps that are amazing. You could have 4 maps that are all 16, 13, 16, 12, and it could be one of the best series ever. It really could be.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's anything like the Dubai final, which was just an absolute classic, we're going to be in for a real treat. Now, I'm going to bring up the TSM roster for everyone at home. I'm sure, of course, you are all familiar with these players by now. But here they are. And I want to touch on a point you brought up earlier, Natu, which is, of course, Virtus.pro could have had that map advantage. They could have already been in the final were it not for the performances of Dupri, who has been on another level here at this tournament.
Yeah, for me, this whole match is going to, even though TSM is one map up, if Virtus.pro is going to be peaking in those 2-on-2s, 2-on-3s, 3-on-3 situations, which they make an art out of when they're playing at their best, they can easily also win this one.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, just looking at the sort of talent they've got there, one player we are consistently highlighting on most lists, everyone's number 2, it is Device, of course, who just keeps consistently delivering 20+ kills on every map. And even sometimes he's got that like Crims factor where it's not very spectacular. Other times he's got that Olafmeister factor where it's absolutely blazing. And just a phenomenal talent right now. When you consider one of the biggest critiques of his game was that he never really delivered in the big matches. He never really delivered when it counts. Now he's the go-to guy.
He's the most consistent player in the world, I think. I mean, it obviously helps. Like, if you want to have that title, most consistent player, it's going to be very difficult because you need to have an all-around skill set. The whole point is, the reason he can always give you frags is he can do it in every possible situation in the game. In the pistol round, with rifles, with he's really good with SMGs as well, famously. Go to the AWP. He can give you any weapon at any point in the game. He's good on both halves of the game. So, obviously, that means that he's not just limited to having a great CT half, and if he has a weak one, he's not going to contribute so much. This guy has learned how to just contribute round after round after round. And at the moment, I think that's one of the factors that edges this to TSM as well, is that I just don't see TSM Device playing badly at the moment. Like, I think the odd time he's ever had less frags was when everyone else was going mental on his team, so it wasn't even necessary at that point in time. At the moment, on Virtus.pro, we've seen Snacks have some inconsistencies. Even in the great win here over Fnatic, there was a map where he was just kind of chilling, he didn't do a whole lot, even though he had a couple of spectacular kills. So I think, here's the thing, TSM have the one map advantage. The map pool's pretty even, but at the moment, TSM have the best player in the server, is my opinion. Yeah,
I'd agree with that. Well, the other half of the double D combination is Dupri. I think he's been the star man here.
He's been the MVP so far.
The MVP for TSM. We've got an interview with him right now. Take it away.
Yeah, guys, I have Dupri here. He's going to talk to us a little bit about this final. You are the reigning champions. Do you think you have what it takes to keep the trophy?
Yes, of course. That's what we aim for, and I think we can do it. I hope we will do it. That's at least the goal, so yeah.
Are you going to pick or ban Train this time? Are you confident that you can take Virtus.pro on Train again?
I'm not going to talk about that. We'll leave that for people. We're going to wait with that.
Okay. So tell me about the lube situation. Do you have any more?
Of course, we saved a little bit, so we're ready.
Okay, back to you guys.
Well, it's very considerate of him to do that. I like that. No pillow.
No dildos, though.
Required. Yeah, no dildos. It's been a bit of a strange event. It's been very, how should we put it, friendly. Let's put it that way.
Loving.
Yeah, loving, caring, sharing. But anyway, as I said, we didn't really talk a lot about him. Obviously, Device, I agree with you. I think right now is just on another level for consistency. But Dupri, in terms
both have been phenomenal in the tournament. That's the thing.
The impactful level of performance he's delivered here has really been the kind of deciding factor in all of their games.
Right, I think before we were discussing if Device can deliver so that TSM can win. Now that he's doing as consistently as he is, it's almost you could say it's about Dupri, KGB, those guys. How do they keep their consistency? If they can back him up, that's when it's going to get really hard, even going down the line, for any team to beat TSM.
Like, put it this way, here's the way you have to conceptualize it to know why TSM's so consistently good and always making top 4, always making top 2. Device is going to get the 20 kills anyway. So either he gets the 20 kills and he's like your main fragger and he's keeping you in the game and you've got chances, or he gets the 20 kills and he's just the second best player in the game and Dupri or KGB goes ham, and then you've got so much fragging. That's going to be like 50 kills already on the board. So you're gonna win a lot of games. Then you're going to be very hard to beat on most maps there. Then you add in this super wide map pool. Admittedly, this is one of the few matchups where they 100% have to ban Cobblestone. That's not even an option. But they can play everything else. I mean, that's the thing, remember. The one map I would have given to Virtus.pro, as I did when they played yesterday, is I'd give Train. I'd say, okay, for that one, I'll edge it. I'll say Virtus.pro is the best team in the world on Train. TSM even managed to win Train yesterday, and that's despite these unreal terrorist sides we're seeing from Virtus.pro. So that's another thing. So when I build it for Virtus.pro, I said, kind of like to make people not lose hope, like, oh, don't worry. Like, okay, yeah, TSM starts one map up, but in theory, Virtus.pro can win every single map, and they could get back in the game that way, even though they're down. it's also entirely possible Virtus.pro could play incredible CS and they could lose 3-0.
Yeah.
That can happen too.
And that's the thing with Virtus.pro. I've got to say that they can play incredible CS and still lose. And I guess that's one of the reasons why sometimes they tend to get a little bit frustrated. Now, I think we're ready to take a look at that Virtus.pro lineup. So we'll bring that up very shortly. We'll just finish Carrigan's stats. But let's talk about the various strengths and weaknesses of this team going into this final. Obviously, a tall order for them to beat TSM. Already lost to them at the tournament. Who are going to be the guys that are going to be putting the team on their back?
I mean, so far, it's mainly been Snacks and Pasha. They've both been really, really incredible. And then we've seen on Train, every time on this tournament on Train, Taz has showed up. Now, if you have Taz showing up and Snacks is doing well, he's had a few off games, then you're going to be very dangerous. If, in theory, your support player can get 20-plus kills on a map, it's no wonder you're the best team in the world on that. And I still feel like for that map, if I'm TSM, I'm just going to ignore that one. Like, unfortunately, you can't really because you're going to have to ban Cobblestone, but that's the one you wish you could get away from. But they're probably going to be forced to play it again, which, by the way, in itself is exciting because can they do it again? Can they do another miracle? Doesn't seem likely because they probably shouldn't have done the one yesterday if they hadn't been that Dupri round.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing as well. We know that miracles run out. You can just ask Fnatic about that. So, I'm inclined to say that Virtus.pro, though, this is going to be like just Counter-Strike where it is like, this is why I wanted to make the Rocky comparison. It's just going to be two teams going at each other.
This is why Counter-Strike is enjoyable. This is a matchup where you can just flip a coin, see how it lands, and who's going to actually win.
Yeah,
that's how small the margins are.
And contrasting styles, I still think, along with Envious, Virtus.pro are playing the best sort of terrorist sides in the game right now. They're going up against a team which seem to have these great CT sides. So again, it's that sort of contrasting style.
The thing is, for me, TSM, what makes them so dangerous is it's not just consistency of performance in individual players. I think they're the best team overall on both sides. Like, they have the really big CT hours, but they're also, listen, I would say also that Envious and VP, when they're on their form, are the highest ceiling for T side, but right behind them has got to be the TSM guys. The reason TSM wins so much is they're the team that'll get 9 or 10 CT rounds, but you can already know that they're going to get like 7 T rounds in a different, well, it depends on what side they start, obviously, but you could pencil them in for that. So as a result, you add that together, you're going to win lots and lots of maps in that scenario.
What about Neo? I mean, he's there on camera, and obviously big responsibility on his shoulders since he's taken up the AWP. I mean, he's going to be going up against the likes of Device, the likes of Cage and B, who we know when they go off, it's quite terrifying. Is there any sort of extra weight on his shoulders as a result of that?
I think we just saw him in the Fnatic series. He was working out definitely Dust 2, hitting a lot of nutty shots. But it's not only going to be him. They can also drop the AWP to Snacks. He likes to use it on the T side specifically, getting a lot of entries with it. So, I mean, they have a lot of wiggle room with him.
Yeah. Don't know anything to add to that about Neo.
Put it this way, he hasn't had to have a great impact so far in this tournament, but if he was to have a really big impact, as he did at Sevo when they won that tournament and beat Na'Vi handedly, then he could definitely be an X factor, because you kind of know roughly what you're going to get from the other players. Like I said, Taz on certain maps, Snacks, pretty standard, Bialy, very good on T-sides. Pasha's been one of the better players this tournament. For the TSM guys, it's so consistent in terms of the frags they get that I think if Neo had a really big performance, that could be a way that they could win the series.
And I'll bring Bialy to the table. We definitely need to
Don't do that. Just talk about him.
Yeah. We've got, obviously, a really good entry fragger on TSM in the form of Dupri, somebody who's playing incredible Counter-Strike right now. But Bialy is, again, a bit of an X factor for Virtus.pro in the sense that he can go and do that. And, his performances are hit and miss. But as I said, when he's on point, I think he's like just one of those like brutal players to watch. So electric in what he can do.
I think his performance sort of goes up and down together with the team's performance, because the interfragger role is he's sort of relying on his teammates building those rounds for him, helping him out do his job. So it's basically just up to the team how are they performing together.
The difference between the two teams for me, because they have some strengths in terms of shared similarities on T sides, etc., is that when you see a great T-side from TSM, it looks like you can see the tactics behind it. You can see like what they're trying to run and the little variations. It's very fluid, and it's just like each person's hitting their spots, and then this guy gets the 2 kills that make sense, but it's a follow-up that gets the next 3. When Virtus.pro play, it's like it's like a controlled chaos. They just unleash it, and people are just, these savages are just rushing through and blasting away this guy, and it's like the enemy almost has like a magnetic effect where they have to run in and get 3 killed by that one guy and just take over the game. And so it is almost like a berserker type thing when it's Virtus.pro playing, whereas it feels a lot more controlled when it's TSM.
Yeah. So we'll look at some past meetings of the two teams. And again, I know we're getting new fans in Counter-Strike all the time. I've already said it. I will repeat it. If you haven't watched the Dubai final between these two teams, please go find the VODs, because if you are new to the game, that is one of the just great series.
Plus, don't worry, because actually this is one of the few games where you're allowed to be a TSM fan.
Yeah, that is true as well.
You can be a good person and be a TSM fan in CSGO.
So talk through the significance of some of these results.
See, I don't monkey around.
No,
okay, so top one here was at this tournament, obviously. It was in the upper bracket final.
Yep.
Even though it was a 2-0, it was a really, really good 2-0. Very electric series, so backwards and forwards, and definitely VP could have won that series, but it went to TSM 2-0. Then they played online in the Counter Pit League. TSM won that one also. It was actually a tournament that won TSM a lot of money. This is how far we've come in CSGO now. I think they got something like $23,000 for winning an online-only league. Yeah. Then you go back to the LAN. It was the big final of ESL, ESEA Pro League Dubai Invitational, great name there, and it really did heat up in the desert. It was an amazing series. It was fully backwards and forwards. Even though there was 1 or 2 stomps, the key maps in the series were absolutely incredible. Really high level Counter-Strike. Then we had PGL Season 1, and that was the one where apparently Virtus.pro went 2-1. I don't actually remember that particular series. Was that online?
That's the online phase, yeah.
Okay, so that was online, and then Virtus.pro took that one. And interestingly, Overpass went to TSM in that particular case. And then you have the Pro League online section where, again, it was Overpass over to TSM. So, I mean, just looking at those there, if you look, most of the Overpasses, in fact, all the Overpasses are going over to TSM. So I wonder if that will play a factor.
Well, that is a very interesting factor. But anyway, before we get into map Veto and that kind of thing, we have got an interview. I believe it's going to be Taz again, so we'll throw over to Papa Smurf.
Yes, I have Taz here with me. I'm not going to keep him a lot because he didn't warm up. So Taz, in PGL Season 1, in the groups, you managed to put TSM in the lower bracket, in the last chance bracket, I mean. And you qualified after you faced them in the first matches, and after that you beat them in the finals of Group A. Do you think now that they beat you yesterday, history will repeat itself?
We need to ask Torin.
Okay. Any message you want to transmit to TSM?
I hope they are out of lubricant.
Ooh. Okay, back to you guys.
Give me that.
I don't know why you would know that.
So he wants them to go in dry.
Yeah, just that's interesting.
Hey, listen, mate.
Hey, Taz is...
Let's face it, Virtus.pro are a team who like to play a lot of contact, heavy, man-on-man action.
Yeah, that is true. That's exactly
no
how
lubrication for me, please.
Mano a mano.
Yeah, I'm not getting into this.
I told you they're savages, Richard. They're like that berserker frenzy, you know.
Tell me about
Pain tolerance goes through the roof.
It's all about sweat, boys.
What does that even mean? That was barely even connected. What? Okay.
Right.
Man alive.
Right, anyway.
Let's calm it down. Analysis, yeah.
Yeah, analysis, right? So,
okay, to answer Taz, you're probably not going to win. Actually, I think TSM is going to win this one, unfortunately. Okay. But we've got the maps. Is that what we're going to do now, Rich?
We're going to get into that in a second. But here's what I wanted to bring up. Like we talked about, if it was a Rocky film, which one would it be? You chose Rocky 4.
Yeah, so
who's Ivan Drago? Who's Rocky Balboa?
Well,
and why?
That's the problem. In this particular scenario, I'm going to have to make Virtus.pro Ivan Drago, because the idea is, yeah, he was doing really well in the fight. It was a really backwards and forwards. It was like they were in the pocket just slogging. And the thing was, Ivan Drago, what beat him wasn't just the boxing match. It was the idea that eventually he realized, I can't break this opponent. Like, this opponent's just going to stay there, and I'm the one who's going to, fall away. And I can't finish him, I've given my best shot. So maybe just like that, they'll be like, oh, TSM, they're like iron.
Yeah,
and then,
I cannot break them.
And then at the end, this whole crowd will start going, TSM, and then they'll carry them out, and we'll see that communism was wrong. Remember, guys, communism is wrong.
And if I can change, you can change. So I think we're ready to bring up the head-to-head now. So these are the players that we picked up for this exciting match. And there you go, by the way. If you're going to go and get that ESL Dubai final and watch the VOD, watch Rocky 4 after as well. That's a great Sunday afternoon. But anyway, Device versus Snacks is who we picked out. And I think this is fairly obvious. Obviously Device, we've talked about him. It isn't just hype. He is probably the most consistent player in the world right now. Very rarely doesn't drop 20 kills, or certainly thereabouts. And, of course, Snacks, who has been in great form. Maybe not the best form at this tournament, but certainly today back to what we expect from him. So again, let's talk about these players. I'll start with you, Natu.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a huge problem for Virtus.pro Snacks to show up, because that's just going to be leaving too much weight to carry for Pasha, to Bialy, and also the rest of the guys. Basically, his impact on this team is so huge that if he's not showing up, they're getting torn apart.
The thing is, it's no coincidence to me that you see TSM, you see Virtus.pro, and you see Fnatic so deep in all these tournaments. Because recently, there were these 3 big best-of-5s that each of those teams lost. And in each of the 3 best-of-5s, their best player got 100 kills plus for the best-of-5. So in series they lost, they averaged 20 per map. That's like superstar status. If you can do that in losses, you're an incredible player. So when you have one of the absolute superstars of the game, like these two teams do and like Fnatic does as well, it's always going to allow you to overcome certain bad spells. And when you have a win, it's going to put you over the top where you're going to be a championship level team like this. You all right there?
Yeah.
I'm trying to survive.
Did it go down the wrong way, mate?
Do you need a drink, mate? Sadikis does. But anyway, so...
Hopefully it doesn't end up like that for Taz, go down the wrong way.
Yeah, definitely not. So, I mean, look, I'm really excited to see this. So I guess we should start talking. I think the Veto is going to come in very soon. But let's just talk about what we expect from the Veto. So, I think it's actually on our screens. Boom, there you go. So, no surprises here. You've got, obviously, the Dust 2 ban by Virtus.pro. So even though they just beat Fnatic on that map, it's still, like, they don't feel comfortable on it. Fair enough. TSM removed Cobblestone. Again, we know that's been their go-to ban. So Train is the first map, and of course that's a repeat of yesterday where TSM beat Virtus.pro in a 16-14 classic encounter, I think it was. Was it 16-14? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? And then the second map will be Overpass. Now, as we saw from the head-to-head record there, TSM have actually been having the better of Overpass when these teams have played. That does include some online games, but that Overpass is going to be in there. So then, of course, Mirage is picked by Virtus.pro. Very good map for them. Fourth map, TSM have picked Inferno, and then obviously Cash is there and out of the running, not required. So what do you make of this?
So good news for people who want to see a full series here, all 4 maps, because the order we've got here, since Train is first, despite what happened yesterday, it's like I actually do think that you should, that whole like form is temporary, class is permanent. I know Virtus.pro is the best team in the world on Train. I only know that TSM was really good at their level yesterday. I don't know that they would be every time. So I've got to go from the past where they've even stomped TSM and say, I think Virtus.pro is going to win them first map. So it's going to be 1-1. Second map, Overpass. I think that, yes, I still think Virtus.pro is the best team in the world on Overpass. But I think that's one that actually history shows us. Maybe just in this matchup alone, TSM can beat them. So I think TSM's going to take that. It'll be 2-1. The third map then is Mirage. Now, yes, obviously that's a map that was one of the maps, maybe like a third or fourth best, that when TSM added in, they became this superstar team. But we know how good Virtus.pro is on that map. It's hard to bet against them. And when they played in Dubai, that was the decider. That was the one that won them the title. So I think Virtus.pro can take that, and it'd be 2-2 at that point in time. And the last map, what a great one to have, because we know they're both incredible on Inferno. The game yesterday was amazing, but I do think I edge Inferno slightly to TSM. So I think it's going to be a full 3-2 with a 1-0 advantage, and I think it's going to be 1 on Inferno for TSM.
Okay, so yeah, we'll get into predictions. Native.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Virtus.pro taking this, but it's going to go all 4 maps though. Train is going to this time is going to go for Virtus.pro. TSM is going to take Overpass. Virtus.pro has been showing a better form on Mirage than TSM has recently, so they're going to. VP is going to take that one. And Inferno, they're going to get their revenge from yesterday on Inferno, Virtus.pro.
I will say, if you're Virtus.pro, pretend TSM isn't here for a second, and what an incredible map draw this is for you. This is a dream. Like I said, they're going to have chances on every single map. They, in theory, I mean, obviously you wouldn't play all 4 if you just won them all, but in theory they could win every single map here, all in a row.
All the rounds are going to go down the wire.
So it's entirely possible Virtus.pro could even win Overpass and just win 3-0. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen personally.
I just want to say as well, I'm looking at the odds there. I mean, PGL, they had their chance to win at 27. You can see CSGO Lounge, 30%. I think that's incredibly low for Virtus.pro, actually. I mean, just in terms of how good they are right now. Even though I think TSM are going to win, I think that seems to be
55-45.
Yeah, it literally is. It's a lot closer than that, in my opinion. But anyway, just getting to the Veto, and obviously I need to nail the predictions down so we can get into the game. I actually don't think we're going to get to Inferno. I think TSM will lose on Train. I think Virtus.pro will get that revenge. I think TSM will take Overpass. I think that'll be absolutely close. Another like ridiculous 16-13 kind of match. But I think TSM are gonna do it on Mirage. So I just feel they've got something on there. I know you're shaking your head. You're not feeling it, mate.
No,
but that's what I think. So.
It's hard to beat them Virtus.pro Mirage.
Yeah, right now it is.
That's what I mean. But
if we were discussing this, let's say 3 months ago or so, I would have been, I would side with you. But right now, no.
No, I'm definitely feeling it. I'm feeling Dupri's going to go off of Mirage. He does all these unexpected pushes. I just think it's going to take Virtus.pro by surprise. But anyway, so you're going to go with 3-2 Virtus.pro.
3-2 TSM.
Right, and I'm saying that Virtus.pro are only going to take the 1 map, so 3-1, so it's TSM. Anyway, thanks for your thoughts, gentlemen. Without any further ado, we need to start this final. So we're going to get into it, and it's going to be Henry G and Sadikis still with us, and let's get it up and running. Take it away, boys.
Still here indeed. Definitely don't want to miss this game as we do get to the grand final. And it's interesting how close they think the series is going to be. That game in hand might be the difference for TSM.
Yeah. I think
some
so.
ways.
Well, looking at the maps, I kind of do favour towards, especially the ordering. I do fancy VP getting into this series quite well. Train to kick things off, that could be really interesting. We saw TSM take them down yesterday, but it did come down to some very crucial rounds, some unexpected moments, a few anomalies coming into play there. So that's going to be another amazing series here. We saw VP find some amazing form on Train today, so maybe they can relinquish some of that and see whether they can bring that to the table. TSM obviously going to be firing on all cylinders today. If that Dupri and device combo comes into fruition, that's going to be almost impossible to handle. I just tweeted out now saying if they can continue out that form they've got going on, this could be a quick 2-0 or 3-0 game.
And
forward.
yesterday, for sure, Virtus.pro was not the same form that TSM was.
Yeah.
Obviously, hence why it was 2-0, and TSM got the upper bracket. But today, this morning, Virtus.pro did look really solid, I have to say. I think that was good enough to match TSM's performance yesterday in a lot of ways, and I think that potentially, like Thorn and Richard were speculating, this could go the distance simply on that note alone. I do like that it starts Train for VP's sake, but again, TSM should be confident knowing that
CT, right?
Right, and they know that they beat them on it yesterday, so it's not like it's a complete, clear-cut victory.
We have to remember as well, VP yesterday actually won their T-side 8-7, so I think TSM will take some lessons away from that. It's not like they had a really convincing win there. They had to fight back just as hard on their T-side, so I think we'll see a stronger performance from on the CT side. It'll be a harder battle for VP on that side. We'll see how that one goes down. Obviously, the pistol run yesterday, I think VP just rushed straight towards inside, so obviously we've got to work out how they're going to approach this situation, whether they do a similar sort of thing.
Keep in mind as well, if you are betting on the games on eSport Gaming, you'll get giveaways this weekend as well, so head over to the website to find out how you'll do so, but we are just about ready to roll. Missing one player from the server, but they were all here a second ago, so I'm sure they'll join us again any second.
So this is it, Matt. After 8 weeks of our Bucharest adventure, it's come up to this point. Grand final.
You said something interesting as well about pistols, because Virtus.pro struggled to get them against Fnatic in the previous series. That's how dominant they were with guns out, which is why I say the form looks really good.
Four
but
pistols, right?
That's right. And the thing is that if they have that against TSM, I don't think they'll be quite as fortunate. Fnatic looked a little weak this morning, undoubtedly. TSM, not likely they'll be in that same position. So pistols are definitely an issue from this morning's game for Virtus.pro, and I dare say they have to address it immediately.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's going to be a huge factor here. I think the clutch plays are going to be the most exciting thing. I love those ones, especially when you have players like Taz on the server. We talk about how exciting he is going into this one. The crowd are getting ready.
They are.
Building up the hype. There we go. This is it. This is your grand final. It's going to be TSM starting on the CT side of Train. VP on the T side, but we've seen how strong they can be on this. Scary prospect sometimes, seeing how fast they can get out that main entrance. Pasha, one of the greatest lurkers, I think, on this map, utilizing that Ivy area.
Yep. And again, we talk about Taz so much on this side as well, CT side in specific. He's a little quiet on the Dust game this morning, but again, it didn't matter. They're here. They won. Snacks was also pretty impressive with the AWP. On Dust, more so. Yeah, but we see him try and push the ladder room a lot. We'll see if TSM catches that, because yesterday when they did play, even though TSM did pick up the win, Snacks was almost absent in terms of total kills, but there was 2 or 3 rounds when he did manage to get flank kills, and if he gets that kind of information, is able to catch them off guard like that, I mean, it gives them so much map control, it gives them the man advantage in many cases, and it completely shuts down any plans they have, specifically on the inside side, as it were, yesterday. So
Snacks on the T side as well. Interesting enough, he actually is the one who picks the AWP, goes to that main entrance pick, seems to find those opening frags pretty easily. It's quite nice how they have that. It's similar to TSM in that respect. They have players within the arsenal who all can pick up the AWP. Pasha, Snacks and Neo as well, all capable of picking it up and seeing what they can do. But hopefully we'll be starting very soon here. If you are joining us, this is a best of 5 series. TSM do have the upper hand with a map advantage going into this one. So basically means D-Cash is automatically a win for them going into this.
Yeah, that's the map that I guess technically counts as the win due to the fact of the way the Veto works, but it doesn't really matter. What does is that VP get the start they need on Train. I could see this actually going, and I didn't make an official prediction. I think that 3-2 is possible. I'm going to stick with 3-1 for TSM. That's probably where I would lie, but it's possible as well that they could win this in the 2 maps straight. If they take Train, then Overpass is entirely possible.
I've got a feeling, TSM are going to do this in just clean sets, 2-0. And take that map advantage and take the grand final that fashion. They are the reigning champions here, right?
If they do that, I almost don't want to say it because it jinxes it, but that would mean they don't drop a single map this whole tournament. And in the company they're in, that would be hugely impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a phenomenal tournament in terms of the team defending. We've had some very big names here. Fnatic, Liquid, TSM, VP. Pretty stellar lineup going into this tournament. It's been a great few days here, but this is the moment we've all been waiting for.
You forgot a team there, Henry. What, do you not... Did you say Liquid? Yes. Oh, I thought you were like.
Team,
I'm sorry, I missed you say it. I thought you were being like, oh, we've got the top level teams, and you just didn't
no,
mention them. I was like, come on.
The third team I mentioned.
Okay,
I
sorry.
did 4 teams. Liquid, I've been really impressed with them. Like,
I
we hung out with them last night. We gave them our feedback. That's what we thought they could improve. And it seems
whether or not they take that.
Well, no, like it was. I feel it's constructive feedback we gave them. Like it was like kind of things like. Obviously, they struggle not being a full professional team right now, having school and stuff like that. But
exactly.
Look out for those guys. They've got enough time to practice now before the major. I wouldn't be surprised these guys got out of the group with the amount of work that I know they're going to put in.
It depends on the group draw, right? I mean, that's
yeah.
entirely the thing. And we've seen another known North American team fail to do so on many occasions, even when groups look favorable at certain times. We don't yet know the format. I don't know if that reshuffle is going to come into play again, but I thought that was a cool aspect and dynamic to the last major.
Yeah.
Not sure what we're waiting on at this point, but either way,
just looking at the cameras, the players on set down. I think Carrigan's just arrived back and Device there as well. I think all of VP are there, so hopefully
you have that preview. I don't have that preview over here.
No, I've got it. I've got all the info.
You're a special man, Henry G.
Oh yes. So Matt, are you feeling emotional? This is your last day
with PGL.
PGL, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's been a long journey.
Yeah.
I think we've grown.
It's not the end of the road, though.
We've grown as people, as casters.
Definitely. I'm just going to leave that. There's so much I could say.
So many memories to take away from this.
Absolutely.
Trip. Some we can't broadcast.
Many we cannot broadcast. But that's all right. That's all part of the fun.
Maybe we'll do a documentary one day. But anyway, just waiting for these guys. Hopefully it'll be very soon. I think there's the first ready coming in from TSM, and here we go then. 10 seconds countdown. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last time, please make some noise. We're about to go underway for the grand final here at the PGL.
You say last time, but we still have other maps ahead of us.
I only get them hyped.
I know. I'm calling you on the technicality. That's all I'm saying.
Here we go then. So VP starting on the T side of D-Train. This is their pick. So they go on the unfavored side here. So we're looking at the buy. We have seen them rush inside a few times. So this time they're going to have 3 armored players, 2 utility guys. It's going to be Snacks and Bialy. Bialy with the smoke grenade. This normally dictates they're going to be going towards the inside site. Smoke down lower ramp, but we can see Device there. He's got the kit in hand. That was a problem. Fnatic actually not having a kit.
Yep.
Two side. But let's see how this one goes down. Actually looks like maybe an outside split coming in.
Actually, it was Virtus.pro that didn't have the kit on Dust.
Right.
Yeah, on their CT side, second half. Regardless, it's not quite as quick this time toward the inner site. In fact, they're going to split with Ladder, Neo, Pasha, and Taz already on top of the site. And Dupri down forces Kerrigan and KGB further back, but Kerrigan manages to at least pick up 1, make it 2 now as he catches Pasha. I'm still planted in that smoke, and with another kill, it means it's a 3-on-2 post-plant favoring Virtus.pro. Snacks goes low on HP, but he'll get himself into safety.
Oh my God.
Leave it to his teammates, but Taz, what a shot on KGB. And now he just has to sit and wait out Zipix, who comes in, tries to smoke off the bomb, and all 3 of them get on his position. He does take down Taz in the end with the CZ-75. Kit was recovered as well, the one that Device had to start this off, and he's in the smoke. He's actually holding it. They have to spray it, and 2 of them there. Surely they would have lined it up and do. And now they do have a pistol.
Taz kicking things off with 3 kills. Went for that fast outside execution. Smokes covering off the Ivy area. And just in front of the bomb. Bomb gets down very quickly. Carrigan managed to stop 2 of them. But Taz answering back. He has firing on all cylinders arriving here. We can see 4 SMGs purchased there from the T side. Actually, there's going to be 1 player on Snacks on the pistol. So you can assume he's going for that early AWP once again. But it's a great start for them on the T side. We know they do favour this. And I think they're actually one of the scariest T sides in the world right now. Seem to just be going absolutely ham. And that's a classic round from them. CTs won't be force buying into this one fully. They do get a scout and some CZs, but no armor purchase, really.
Pasha was so quick to get to quad as well, and now he's at hell. So they've got a decent man and information inside the site. Pasha's going to take down Kerrigan. KGB's still close by and actually gets a good nade in on Pasha. 21 HP left, but he still manages to secure the kill. So 2 with the MAC-10. Well, I'm going to go down. Snacks the one to plant it this time. Smoke still in front of the Z connector. Means that Zipix can't get through it, and Device is just actually waiting all the way the outback on the CT stairs, just hoping to take a gun away from someone at this point in time.
Yeah, not really much they can do here. The 5-on-2, they haven't got the armor to save, so probably just going to be looking for some Zipix going to be on the first face in the connector area. That gets taken down by Snacks. Device with the Desert Eagle as well. We know he can be very deadly at this, and that goes to show what he can do with it. Headshot onto Bialy, things up, takes down one of them.
Snacks Snacks rotated around as soon as he got the call from his teammate that he was back in that alleyway, but Device gets him as well. Now he faces Pasha, who's already low on HP. In the end, it doesn't matter. He'll go down. It's the bomb, I think, that actually did end up getting him, but either way, it's 2-0 Virtus.pro. And like you said, they didn't invest on snacks, so we can look for an early AWP potentially. In fact, you could already afford it here. No reason to do it against the Pistols, though.
Well, he did it against Fnatic, and you're absolutely right there. It may not be worth getting that AWP and body armor at this stage here, but it's still definitely viable considering they know it's pretty much a full eco going. So Snacks there, those guys. So it's going to keep the Tech 9 to playing the safer game here, playing the percentages, making sure they don't lose that investment to a chance push from the CT. So it'll be pretty much a full eco here. Have some HGs and a P250, but that's literally about it. Going to be showing some aggression outside. These HGs actually doing huge damage to Snacks. It goes down to 2 HP. Now then, ST's just feeling out the map, not to be committing too much just yet. Pasha once again pushing into that Ivy area.
And imagine Snacks did buy the AWP against these Pistols and took that much damage from the nades, right? It just doesn't make any sense. But Bialy and Pasha do pick up a good few frags, do massive damage as well. Against, though, on Pasha, as he gets dinked down to 24. Still has good control of the outer site, though. Bomb is approaching again, will be planted inside that smoke. Bialy goes down to 69 as well, so there's decently low HP on 2 players. Give or take on Bialy. Taz is in great stead, though. He's still got the AK, full armor, full health. They'll just wait out this round, and Kerrigan, Xyp9x, and Dupri, they're going to swarm the perimeter of the site again, just try and look for these exit kills before they bring guns up in the next round.
Yeah, that's it. We know the AWP's going to be coming out on Snacks. We talk about his main pick potential. There always seems to find a kill, but we know TSM with that save and their choice in their investment on the second round, they will be having one of themselves. But Dupri finds one like that, potentially could have made it 2. Didn't take 3 kills on the Terror, which was pretty decent considering the buy they had there. Didn't really invest too much at all into that. But here we go, this is where things come into their own, as Cajun will be the one picking in the AWP. He normally plays around the Ivy area, and didn't have the best time on this yesterday, but let's see what he can do now. Let's see the buy coming for Snacks. We're assuming he's getting the AWP as well. Just a little replay coming in. This is Taz picking up the kills. It's Kerrigan there, who had the Mac 10, and then finishing off the job. Nice work from him. Interesting to see whether the CTs do something a little bit more aggressive this time for the first gun round. You know, Virtus.pro like to play this inside area, try to gain control quite early on. That's where the bomb will be heading as well.
Interested to see where Cajun posts himself. He's going to stay back toward Hell. That way he can keep an eye on Ivy. And we know Virtus.pro like to put pressure on it. It is actually Pasha that's waiting at the other end of the corridor, not peeking it just yet, as he waits for his teammates to get in position at both ladder and main, split onto the A site potentially, and down they go. Taz leads the way. Snacks coming through now, and Kerrigan's already gotten Bialy, although he's lost HP, which means he's spotted by Snacks in the end. But Dupri and Cajun B, they add a kill each, and the AWP does win against Neo. Pasha's just now getting in through Ivy, so a little bit late, and that does mean that it's a 4 versus 2, but when he gets there, he does take down Device. AWP from Cajun B too strong, though. And Pasha's left alone. No bomb in sight. 28 HP. This will make it 3-1. TSM back into it immediately on the first gun round.
Absolutely. This is why it's my favorite position, just to actually save some money on the second round and have the AWP, have some grenades. They've saved money as well, not buying the head armor. They know they're going to be up against AK, so they get some decent utility, and they hold off that fast outside push from Virtus.pro. You saw the set smokes going down as well. That's normally where they find most of their frags, and Pasha, he's going to be left alone, lurking out of this Ivy area. This round definitely isn't over yet. We know he can do some huge damage here. And we've got Dupri up and head. Should neutralize the situation. There it is. First round going in favor of TSM there. And they do manage to save the AWP and an AK as well. So money's still going to be a little bit tricky for them, but VP will be buying straight back into this. You can see Taz has 8K, so this is where it gets a little bit scary for TSM. They know they're going to be up against the ropes here a little bit, as as VP will be buying straight into this one. Snacks just going to be on the Tech 9. Bialy on the Galil, but they have got the utility once again to do another one of those fast outside pushes, or maybe test the inside defense. So we know Xyp9x normally does play there by himself. Yep. But this time they're actually changing it up. They've got backup in terms of Device going straight towards it. They're predicting an inside push, and maybe they'll show some aggression, actually push up that ladder.
They're both sitting together right now, side by side. With the AKs poised and ready. Taz might just walk through it. Flash does catch Xyp9x, so he pre-fires back into it, but doesn't stick around any longer than he must. And Device has also fallen back a little bit to get in a better position to rotate over on the A site, which is now going to come under threat. Virtus.pro going in through main, and again, they'll pinch using ladder. This time, no one at Ivy, interestingly enough, and Cajun B still far away from the action, looking toward it, so it does favor them slightly, but TSM get all the kills. Kerrigan on Pasha. Cajun B gets Taz in the end. Snacks is inside this smoke, though, and we'll see if he can pop out in the right moment. With no one looking his direction, Neo also getting closer, but Device does find Snacks, and that'll do it.
It's really nice play from Dupri, you know, because he's up in that heaven area. He knows that VP relied heavily on their smokes going outside. If he stays up there, here's a great vantage point in giving information from his team. May not necessarily get all the kills, but he can see little gaps going through. And I think we have a little pause coming in here. Ebot, our friend, once again.
Of course. He's one round off. Ah. He was at the bar with me last night. I don't blame him. It's a rough day for Ebot as well.
Was he enjoying gin and tonics as well?
Is that what I was drinking?
Don't know.
Okay.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, so they have to fix this, obviously, because when it hits round 13 or 14 in this case, it would actually jump ahead of itself.
Why is this happening?
I don't know.
Just in the get to the grand final.
I know. It's okay.
So far, TSM bouncing back after losing the pistol. They get that full buy coming in, and it works out very well for them. They get the 2 rounds in a row. Having a look at the money for VP right now, they're going to have around 2k average, looking like they're going to have blocks so far. You'd assume they're going to get some PT50s. Maybe try that inside area, smoke down lower ramp, and just try and get a bomb down here. That's normally the most viable place to get a bomb down. You don't have to invest too heavily in the grenades. If you try to go to the outside area, you need at least 2 or 3 smokes and flashbangs just to get out there. So that's where I assume they're going to try and go with this.
And you made a good point as well with Dupri playing in that control room, because then you can see above a lot of those smokes. There's another boost you can do as well on top of the ticket booth from Z Connector that does the same approach. And it's so hard to smoke those windows. You have to land the smoke on the very top of the nuclear symbol that's, I don't even know what you call it, the little silo on the bomb train, if you will. It has to be in the very corner of it to even consider taking any vision away from Dupri. And even then, you can still see down the gap, at least to the electrical box. So
far, so good on the gun rounds for TSM, and they should get another on the board here, considering this will be hopefully a save from VP. I wouldn't like to see them forcefully into this. It would be a nightmare of a decision for them. And the restart coming in, and I assume we're just going to be resetting the game and continuing.
Yeah, you have to call a full stop, I think, to export the EBOT file. So that's probably what they're going to do. And there it goes, reset, re-implemented, 3-2, back to where we were.
All good. Everything's fine.
So there we go.
Well then, round number 6 will come in. As we mentioned before, VP do not have much cash to work with, probably some tech lines. And I'm going to call they probably will go towards that inside area and just get a simple plant going in. PT50 is being purchased so far for Neo. The rest of the guys still deciding how they're going to enter into this round. And 20-second freeze time running down now. We can see Cajun B still running that AWP. And Carrigan, one of my favourite outside players on this map. 6 frags for him. Always does so well. His positional control, his movement is fantastic.
That's the thing, and he is in the most important spot, in my opinion, in that quad section between the trains.
So VP don't actually purchase any utility whatsoever. They do get some Deagles and PT50s, but will be going towards that inside area by the seams of it. So that's actually maybe down towards Pop Dog.
They seem to be liking this ladder approach today. As Zipix is waiting again at that inner position device, close enough by. Dupri starts it off, though. Takes snacks as soon as he shows face inside the A site. Or they're outside of the A site, as it were, on this map. But Zipix does spot one on the cross. He'll go to a more passive approach, allows Device to throw in the smoke to slow things down.
Well, now they've worked out it is an eco. This is the perfect defense for me. Spotted some players towards the inside. They smoked them off, delayed it, allowed rotations to come in as well. Here's the boost from Taz, just hoping he gets the chance shot on someone just coming out of connect and jumping on that train. I think TSM will be well aware of that. So just keeping passive, making sure they're playing off each other. Device and Zipix going to be together. VP once again delayed by that smoke. Still have 1 minute to play well, and they can wait for this, but it seems like they will be bailing out. Maybe heading back towards outside with the bomb as well.
Device is still in a good position to rotate as well, along with Dupri, who's going to spot them all coming in. Again, no utility to block him, so there's his 3rd kill in the round. 2 in a row, very quickly done with the M4A1. And the bomb now dropped directly in front of where Dupri is playing. I'll just assess and make sure main is clear, and I'm sure Kerrigan will eventually push up and help secure this position even more so as Pasha goes low on HP. Down, in fact, to Dupri, who now has 4 kills in the round, and Device will close it out. 3-3 right back into it after winning the first gun, but now we see what Virtus.pro have to play with. And gun rounds were definitely strong for them earlier today.
Really strong round from TSM, not dropping a single kill, as I said. VP didn't invest too heavily into that whatsoever, only a few upgraded pistols, so he didn't really have too much faith in that round, but here's where it gets interesting. Round number 7, no AWP on snacks this time. Going to be going in with a full purchase of AK-47s, have got grenades as well. 3 smokes available. They have been favouring that outside bomb site on the gun round so far. But this is where TSM have come into their own and actually utilising that AWP perfectly. Looks like they will be going towards that area once again. Dupri ready to smoke off. And looks like they'll be going a bit more aggression towards their main entrance as well.
Kerrigan does spot up one, almost caught with the nade out, gets back into safety and flashes himself because he knows they're trying to push down the opposite side of that train, so instead he gets aggressive. It does give Snacks a bit of position, and with smokes out, Kerrigan and Dupri are yet to find anyone, and they're going to be in the open because Taz walks through and finds Dupri as he tried to retreat back toward the bomb in a more passive approach. Kerrigan's equally as trapped right now, but turns back, takes down Neo. That's bomb carrier as well, and he's going to shuffle in behind the smoke and get himself into a better position. That might still catch them off, but Taz beats him to it. Now it's up to Device on the rotation as Zipix goes down inside Z Connector as well. 1-on-3 for Device, long angle. Bomb is going to be picked up, though, and they'll be able to plant that without even being spotted from this AWP. Nice shot from Device, though. Brings it down to a 1 versus 2. Has a kit as well, and a Tech 9 for a sidearm. Not a bad choice, and there you go. He's going to switch to the rifle. Better decision as he wants to get close and comfortable. Get to know exactly what BO5 and Taz are up to. They're just sitting waiting for this. They know he's toward that back alley. What they don't know is that he's on the left, but it's given away by the flash, and Taz will get the kill.
So the CT's playing, they know they're aware of VP's play towards this sort of bomb site, playing heavy smoke play, so they wanted to be in front of those and take the battles head on, but it seemed like the pincer move from VP coming out, splitting between Pop Dog and main entrance was too much there. Taz finding some opening frags, and then the 2-on-1 situation. Device managing to get 1 frag of the AWP, but unable to finish the job there. So they will be able to buy into this one, but this will break their economy if they lose this round. Cajun B once again with their AWP, and VP still running the 5 AK buy. So round number 8 now, VP have taken the lead and going to 4-3. More players so far heading towards inside, but we know they do like to go down towards the Pop Dog. This time maybe all players towards the inside. So this is when they're going to show their hand here. Zipex isolated, so he needs to delay them as long as possible and wait for the rotations.
And this time is the one time that Device isn't there initially. He's going to fall all the way off that B site as well. They should be able to get a very fast plant here, Virtus.pro. Not yet pushing forward to try and delay the rotation, and it gives Zipex a chance, but doesn't hit the shot on Neo. And now Snacks can move forward. As that bomb will start to tick and tick quicker and quicker, but Snacks does get taken down eventually by Cajun B with the AWP. The alley to look down the alleyway. Smoke placed means TSM have limited options, but yet they still try Pasha. This is a perfect timing on the flank, but yet TSM are finding kills. It's back to a 2 versus 2. The good news is for Virtus.pro, they're on either side of them, so they'll be able to walk out and from the high side. It will be a quick kill on the diffuser. Does get to the 1-on-1, but Neo holds it together.
Pasha always on those lurks. You've got to be so careful, making sure he's not flanking you from the side. It seems like his bread and butter on this map. As soon as his team showed heavy presence, you saw them pushing down. Snacks emphatically getting himself down towards CT spawn, finds that kill on the upper ramp, and that's when the CTs lose all their attention from the other side, and then Pasha comes in, finds those easy kills. And it seemed like Harrigan had a chance there, but Neo finishing off the job pretty easily then. That's actually going to break the economy, as I mentioned before. And VP, once again, showing how strong their T-sides can be on this map. As they go 5-3, 5 rifles once again for them. TSM going to be purchasing some P250s and a Desert Eagle here, but nothing else to speak of really. Not going to be doing anything in terms of a stack either, just waiting up. And that round was unfortunate. Zipex was left alone on the inside bomb site, and they took the gamble. But here we go then. Dupri opens it up with a Desert Eagle headshot onto Snacks.
Good way to start the round, but Pasha's already made it down Ivy this time and catches a player entirely not aware. Doesn't necessarily connect the spray quite so swiftly, but Taz is there to collect the kill on Dupri nonetheless. Good nade. That's going to do half damage already on the Zipix, and they'll just walk around the corner, but not quite so easily done for Pasha again. Nonetheless, they keep 4 out of 5 members alive and double the lead.
So TSM not going to be able to have the AWP so far. Cajun B's the only one having that. And the last couple of rounds hasn't really had too much impact with it, so maybe the 5 rifle setup could be more valuable for him going forward. That's VP, as mentioned, going forward ahead. Taz now stepping up. He had a quiet second map earlier, but 13 frags after 9. Pretty impressive stuff from him so far. TSM, Zipex, and Device going to be on the double famous. They're going to have to change up the inside setup, but it looks like VP going fast outside once again. Pasha leading the charge here. This is his favourite move to do there.
Pasha, though, is getting spammed through that smoke and down to 15 HP only. Kerrigan, he's going to find him in the end, and now they got control of this quad position. He's actually going to push Kerrigan. He's getting very close to the front of the site, and there are players on either side of those trains, and now above as well as Device will bail him out, but he's got to go for the reload. There is a player walking in beside him. He's not yet spotted Kerrigan, and that does give him ample time to pick up all of the remaining kills.
That movement, that game sense is exactly what I'm talking about. He knows exactly what's going on. Smokes off Pop Dog perfectly. The T's are running out through smoke. There's a lot of confusion going on. He picks up 3 huge frags there, and what a round to do it in as well. That would have absolutely broken the CTs, and I hope we can get a replay of it. Here it is. Look, they have absolutely no idea. He's got so much time to play. He's even reloading there. No one facing him, and that's what he does so well on this map. Gets behind enemy lines and absolutely obliterates T-side teams. And that's not going to break VP just yet, but they have got a Tech 9 and Snacks, Galil on Neo, and not too much in terms of utility. So big round for both teams. Considering if TSM loses, then you get $1,400 next round. So this could mean an eco and a couple of rounds in the bag for the team who wins this round.
And now VP go back to basics with the 2-man approach to the Ivy position. Cajun B is tasked with it, but cannot go against Pasha's op. And that means Kerrigan may not have the ability to be quite so aggressive in the A site because he's got to watch from both approaches now.
So they had 2 men invested to the B side. I think they're going to have to peel Device back now. Just hope Zipex can hold the terrorists off as long as possible. This could be difficult for him as they're actually making their way towards the inside bomb site now with the bomb. Pasha, normally the problem in this situation. He's actually be joining this time. No flank, and the CTs are pushing towards Ivy to try and get that early info. Dupri's going to get the call off. It will be an inside. Zipex now has to step up.
Zipex has already smoked and pushed back further. Does manage to land the nade on Pasha, but Neo's walked through the smoke at upper. And as the bomb goes down, he actually craters because Device does just enough damage to him. And follow that up, he'll take Snacks as well. It's left to 2 Virtus.pro members. And Taz is just going to wait for this smoke. Device wants to do the same. It's a battle of wit at this point, as Dupri, though, is in great position, and Device will win that battle. BO5 now playing from upper, has good spot, you would assume, to hold this post-plant position, but Kerrigan's already there, and Dupri was on the flank. TSM will bring it back to within 1.
So we saw Pasha opening it up there with that frag onto the Ivy area. Took down Cajun B, as I mentioned before. He's having a difficult game after his initial round, so he gets taken down. VP rotate towards inside. Zipex just had to find 1 kill. He didn't manage to shoot anyone, but he did some decent damage with the grenade and found a kill that way. And the VP came in and he saw Neo cratering there, and that's when it kind of opened up. Device and very patient play, retaking very nicely. We can see now double AWP setup coming in from the CTs. It's a real chance for them to get their footing into this, as VP, as I mentioned, will be going on to Nika this time. So nothing purchased once again. We'll be going for those P250s and a couple of Glocks as well. Smoke grenades purchased this time, so they can do the outside smokes if they so wish, and just potentially go for a full-on plant here, but maybe going towards inside this time. And well, before, that's the easiest place to plant, and that's Pasha picking up.
And that's an op.
Cajun B again.
Yep,
he
and
is
an
having a
op
real
down this time.
tough time at that side, are they?
An op down as well. Good thing Dupri's there quickly.
Now look at this. The T's actually going, keeping Pasha once again, distracting towards that area. All the CT to focus towards there, and actually be going towards inside. Zipex once again, and that 1-on-4.
Dupri very smartly took that off and threw it further away, because giving that up to an eco just helps the T's so much more in building up economy, but Zipex is holding true. Dupri does go back to find Pasha, and Zipex will add another as he burns BO5 alive on the bomb. And it's Device to go on the hunt first. But who's going to get the kill? There's 3 of them close enough, and it's Kerrigan who will. Bomb plant still goes down, so Virtus.pro will gain some economy back, but it's going to tie this right back up. So string of 3s. Every time one wins 3, the other does it in return.
Yeah, as we mentioned, occasionally had an AWP on the side idea. I guess P250 towards the side idea. I'd like to see how that one actually went down. But this time, you can see VP going to go for the double AWP setup themselves. That seems to be the Hail Mary play for them, and things don't really seem to be working out for them. We've got another pause coming in.
It's the same issue. So that it didn't actually fix itself last time. So admin's looking into fixing Ebot. It's on round 13. So as soon as we go to the next one, it would cause problems. They have to do it right now. It does give us a bit of time to talk about the fact that there are now 4 AWPs on the map, though.
So Device and Cajun B. We've seen Cajun B struggle with AWP. Device has been pretty fantastic so far. He hasn't had too much with the AWPs, to be fair to him, but this is where it gets interesting, because Pasha and Snacks picking up. Pasha normally in that lurk roll towards the Ivy area, or going out very fast and leading the charge with the AK-47. This suggests to me they'll be slowing the play right down, potentially getting that inside control towards upper ramp and seeing if they can spot anyone that way towards connector. They know Zipex normally is isolated there by himself, or they could see Pasha go towards Ivy once again and try and work that pick on Cajun B. They know it's been a weakness for TSM going into this. Just to replay on your screen now, I talk about Zipex having to go big on this round, and he manages to deliver. Bomb did go down on the eco, so after a kill and the bomb, that's pretty much all VP wanted. It allows them to get this buy on the board at $800 bonus. And hopefully now we are good to go, as the timer does start down now. CT's yet to show any real aggression. No surprise tactics coming in so far. It's been pretty standard stuff for them.
The other issue with this, just to let people know, because it's probably going to happen, is at halftime there'll be an extended break just to reset Ebot and restart it, I assume, for the second half, but they have got things underway firmly. Either way, it is going to be 4 ops. Cajun B and Device, how are they going to choose to play this right now? And Device is actually going to take it to the upper hallways. He's going to be there just as the smokes come out, though. So Neo, he doesn't go through it. There was a chance he could have actually faced Device very up close.
It's good adaptation from TSM. The T side knows Zipex there alone. Device opening up, and that's all worked so well. They didn't expect that one to be there.
Cajun B, though, as you've said, has lost this battle to Pasha twice already, and once was with a pistol versus an op. This time it's op versus op. Bomb waits inside the main connector right now. Taz will grab that, and they're actually going to reconvene Virtus.pro because they haven't been able to penetrate anything at either approach to the A site. Normally they use ladder, but with Neo going down, that kind of limited their options. Pasha gets it again, though. There it is. Cajun B downed. And he's normally a consistent player, but right now this is a battle he needs to win. Device is rotated all the way over, though, and his AWP will come right back into it. Dupri follows up, and it gives the lead in the round back to TSM quite firmly as well. 4 versus 2, as Kerrigan still in his home at Quad is also going to push forward to find more information. Dupri does the same, and now things get really limited for Virtus.pro, who are going to try and group up and go with Brute Force, but that Brute Force is already taken back by Kerrigan. Bomb dropped as well. Shot from Pasha does give him a chance to recover it, but with 22 seconds and no map control, there's not much chance that he's going to be able to get anything done. And going down to 4 HP as well, not even a chance to save the AWP. It's going to be 7-6 for TSM.
So then, we see Device stepping up once again. He gets another 3 frags to add to his total. Currently set on 13. He's got a very high bankroll as well. Cajun B struggling once again. He gets taken down. The problem is with that, they had the man advantage as well. Cajun B doesn't really need to face those angles, and this is the play I actually really liked here. So when they, like the point I wanted to make before is Zipex has been playing that inside area so much, and this adaptation from TSM to send the AWP towards it, get that first pick, they're not expecting it, gives them that great advantage, but then Cajun B unfortunately giving it away. But here we go, the quasi-buy from VP coming in, Tech 9s, some smoke grenades and armor as well. Just going to try and sell a fake towards outside it seems maybe, but that is heading towards the inner, and Device opens it up, that close range AWP.
Now Dupri gets inside the smokes as well, tries to use the gap. First time all game someone's won more than 3 rounds in a row, by the way, TSM to take the lead. Bialy gets back into Kerrigan, though, with the CZ, and they're pouring quickly upon that A site. Dupri just now gets above the smokes, though, and we already talked about why he does so. Gives him so much more vision, and he's able to pick up now a 3rd kill. As Neo goes down, it's left to just Snacks. 1 versus 3, and only the pistol to play with. Gets on all 3. Actually, I take that back. Cajun B doesn't have 1, but 2 nonetheless. It's more than what they'll need. Good peek from Snacks. He can actually start to control this. Smoke's going to go on it. Snacks picks up Zipex as well, and now Cajun B's forced with the decision. How does he go hunting? He's so low on HP. He will pick it up. As mentioned, there's enough kit. Well, there's 2 right beside him. He didn't pick it up. He ran over top of it.
Oh, he's having a nightmare game.
Oh, no, Cajun B. I think that's incredible. There's 2 kits right beside him. And the smoke, he doesn't spot them.
That's a huge round. A 3-on-1 situation. I saw they were low HP, but I'd never expected that to happen. I thought he may have got a couple of kills, but that round where Cajun B just doesn't have a kit, and it actually turns out to be the problem. Snacks playing his E-box. I assume they knew where he was, but gets that first frag. Great shot onto Dupri. Takes down the low HP player, Zipex, and then Cajun B left with 1 HP, finds the kill, but no kit. And that's massive in terms of the rounds they've got on the board. And Virtus.pro come 1 round away from winning the half once again. It's almost a mirror of what we saw yesterday. So the AWP still.
Yeah, this time it's single off on either side, and it's Neo who's holding it, so we've seen 3 different players now have an off-out at some point. Time for Virtus.pro. Good trade kill as Kerrigan gets in, but Snacks finds him right away. And that's been their saving grace on this outer site. So now Cajun B has to step up, takes down Pasha, but Snacks gets back into him as well. Traded though, and Zipex and Device now take the lead in the round as Bialy is left without the bomb, stuck inside Quad, but does Device know it? He's going to let him pass by. They won't spot each other. It's going to be up to Zipex to make this call. As Bialy looking in the correct direction. It's awkward as they try and shoot above the bomb train, and up the ladder one goes. Device pops out, and it works so that TSM will pick up their 8th. But man, they could have that round. That's still ridiculous.
Yeah, insult to injury there. I felt like that one was all tied up. It was an eco for VP there, but there we go. I think we will be taking that short break, Matt, that you mentioned before. So maybe we can just discuss our thoughts and what happened there. So the saving grace for TSM is actually win the half. Yesterday they didn't manage that. There is an interesting, and I'm not sure what I can't. Obviously in halftime it freezes the spectator camera as well, so I can't fly to it. There is some object or something that's underneath the front of the bomb train that I actually thought was a kit when he walked over it. It turns out it wasn't, so I'd be curious to look in more detail at that. I'm wondering if that maybe played an impact, but I mean that's just so unfortunate. And like you said, just not his game, really. Only 7 kills, lost the op battle at Ivy 3 times, which gave VP so much control. Fortunately, he bailed out in 2 of those situations, but still. Luckily for him, Kerrigan, Device, Dupri were stepping up in their area, so if he was dying, they were able to salvage these rounds, and like I said, they managed to win the half, which is pretty massive. Yesterday, they actually lost the CT half and managed to come back and still win, so they're in a stronger position than the game they won yesterday. The question is, can they keep up that strong T-side performance? And well, Pistol's actually live right now, so we should jump back into the game. No, okay, they're going to pause again. Okay. Admin paused, so they called for stop. Teams are ready to go. They already bought and were calling out good luck, have fun, but they decided to stop this one, so
See how long this takes to get fixed up.
That E-bot.
Did see a bit of a push toward Ivy on what we did see out of that pistol round, though.
So
if that indicates anything.
TSM now going on to the T side. I assume that's live, potentially?
I'm not 100% sure this time. It does appear to be. The teams are playing it as if it is.
No.
No, Ebot's calling for another one, so okay. This gets awkward. Yeah, Kerrigan there. I think that indicates it's not live. He's got his hands on his head already. But twice now they've actually started and looked like they were going into full sets. They had pistol buys in both rounds, so if they're as confused as we are.
The VP pistol round working out well for them. They actually win the pistol and still get 7 rounds as well, so that's pretty good stuff. And then we saw the nice fast A split coming out. Smoke, well, it was just an A take really. Yeah, so it smokes down towards Ivy, one to the bomb train. Fast plant, and that's obviously the dream in the pistol. If you can get the bomb down very quickly, it means it puts the CTs in a lot of pressure because they need to find that fast defuse and retake. Didn't work out too well for TSM here. It'll be interesting to see how they approach a pistol round. Whether they go for a similar fashion, utilising the smoke grenades well. Got some clapping coming in for the audience.
Yeah, trying to get things rolling again.
Yeah. Trying to
get
build
everyone on
back.
board.
Unfortunately, these things do happen sometimes, so please bear with us. And we'll be bringing you back the action very shortly.
Yeah, admin's still calling stops, so they'll probably have to play this as well for spectators to keep track of it from a reset at the score at the top. So just keep in mind it was 8-7 in favor of TSM. We now go on to this T side. I'm sure chat will be all over that. Twitch loves to keep track of that stuff.
I'm sure they will. Ah.
Yeah, they're calling
once again, we restart, and I don't think that's going to be the one. Production, do we have an idea of how long we may be potentially waiting?
All right. So they are in the middle of working on it. That goes without saying. Didn't really get a clear ETA there, but it sounds like it shouldn't be too much longer. I would be interested to see exactly what they are going to do on this pistol. One of the strategies we haven't seen for a while that Virtus.pro used to do and have tried to do in the past is actually push down through Ivy, wrap through CT spawn, and into B from that approach.
Well, the CTs like to show some aggression in this map. Obviously, it can be very easy for T sides to just Glock up.
Yep.
And
group up, Glock up, run in together.
Exactly. So they can just go in with the armor, go in very fast, go for that fast plan. But the CTs obviously always at a disadvantage there. You can't really spread your bets across every position of the map. So sometimes you'll see CT teams pushing towards Ivy, for example, getting that early information, seeing if you can spot anyone, and that allows you at least to start getting rotations based on the educated guess and the information you can gather in that fashion.
Remember that when they played Train yesterday, it was the T side of TSM that absolutely dominated VP.
Yeah, they were huge. Like especially the big clutch rounds going in favor of TSM. It was those little nuances that really did separate the game. You couldn't really separate them too much. 16-14.
Yep.
VP winning the first half, and then TSM
I think it was like 10-5 as well in that first half.
I
Well, maybe it was 8-7 as well. That's right.
favor,
But they only got no pistol and a few gun rounds because they forced with the Tech 9s, as we talked about on the inner pushes. But impressive to note, and one of the things with that was Taz was playing amazing, but again, we talked about Snacks was a little bit absent, and their outside was a bit of an issue. So if they can address those issues, they could still be, I mean, this game is completely wide open. I still think VP is in a decent spot here on Train.
Yeah, getting 7 rounds on the T side of Train's technically always very good, but when you're up against TSM, we know how strong they can be as well. It's never enough, really. Like, you always want more than the amount you're given. It's never a clean cut unless you actually dominate the first half. But let's see what they can do going into this one. CT SAR, we know VP famously are amazing on. We call it the VP Fortress on this map. It seems like a lot of top teams don't even know how to take rounds off them, but TSM are one of the few that seem to have worked it out, decrypted the code.
When you talked about Pasha as well, and just how good he is at lurking out toward that Ivy position. So that's 2 very, very good spots to hold with solo and individual performances. So Taz on the inner side, Pasha there. It allows them to get a 3-man moving core that can rotate really quickly between the 2 bomb sites. Again, quad control is super important. But we've got told now by the admins we should be live in under 1 minute. As the server has been restarted. Just a matter of everyone getting on the same page, I suppose, at this point in time.
Well, hopefully this will be the last of the issues today.
Let's hope so.
First map, get all the bugs out. That's the way I like to do it.
Technically, I guess you could call it the second map, because do keep in mind, if you're just joining us as well, that TSM do have a map in hand from coming from the upper bracket.
It'll be cash. Well, the one...
Technically.
The one we're not playing will be cash, right?
Yeah, so. What else can we ponder, Henry?
I don't know. I think we covered most of the angles of this game. What's the next map coming after this one? Can you remember?
Overpass, which favors TSM.
I think so.
Yep. And then Mirage after that, Inferno if needed.
Well, looks like we will be getting back into the game on your screen right now. Interesting chat going on, but hopefully 30 seconds we'll be in. Ready's coming in.
Hope so. That's what we're looking for at this point in time. Readies are actually being called right now by TSM, so hopefully they'll do the same on Virtus.pro's side, and it looks like they have. Match will start in 9 seconds.
Okay.
We're back, Henry.
Back into it. So the first half does go in favor of TSM on their CT side. 8 plays 7. VP now. Yeah, that's it. Keep believing.
Don't stop. All right, I'm done. Let's go.
So
what do we got for a buy? We have so far right now Device with armor, decoy grenade as well. He'll be joined in doing so with Dupri and Cajun B. 1 smoke on Kerrigan. Zipix actually picks up 1 as well. Kit only on Neo. He's got a smoke grenade, so he's going to be the utility player. The rest are on armor for the CTs.
So let's see what TSM head towards. It seems like one of those smoke grenades that suggests they'll be attacking a site with solid execution. Most players making their way towards the inside area of the map, but could choose to get on top of which they will.
Watch this boost, though. Snacks is on that ticket booth, so he can see beyond these smokes. Similar approach to Dupri from Control, but this one's even more unorthodox. Less commonly checked, and it puts you in such a forward position. It's easy to stop that default bomb position. They aren't yet walking into it, though. In fact, they've gone inner. So as the bomb and all the grenades were thrown outer, they forced the rotation, and although the kill goes the way of Bialy and leaves TSM a man down, they do have a bomb plant to work with. Good shot from Snacks, though, takes back Device. And again, they have 1 kit on the map by Cajun B and Dupri. They'll be able to pick up kills each. Zipix comes in with 1 now as well, but look out Bialy. He's going to try and sneak up quietly with the USP. If he hits the first shot quick enough, it could, but it hasn't worked. He hasn't got anything, and Zipix will get 3 at the end of the round.
Had he had bullets in the USP there, it could have been absolutely deadly. But TSM, a nice, fast executed strat there. We saw them throwing the smoke grenades over. I think a few decoys went over as well. And Kerrigan just coming out and forcing all that CT attention towards the outside bomb site, and actually worked out really well for them. We saw TSM then going straight towards the inside site, getting the bomb down, and then forcing the issue there. CT's trying to retake 1 by 1, and Zipex picking up 3 frags there. And then we have 3 rifles coming up for TSM. Not so much of a force buy from VP. They will be getting Desert Eagles. A couple of players on body armor, but saving most of their cash. We go into round number 2 here. Kerrigan takes some damage there. We've got 2 recon players. It's going to be Dupri and the captain himself, Kerrigan.
That is that 4-man on A, though. But as I say it, Neo leaves. Bialy and Snacks go aggressive in the quad position to try and catch them off on the main entry, but Pasha is soon going to realize he's got many players in front of him. He's able to take down Cajun B quickly with the Deagle. And the bomb has hurtled forward, so they've got to go toward it. They've got to fight back, and as they do so, they lose Kerrigan on the opposing side of the site when he walks in from main. Zipic now just gets back in with 1 kill to even it up. But watch his position. It's peculiar in the fact that Taz is lurking very close to him, just above the ladder, in fact, and this could get awkward. It still is a massive battle out toward Ivy as well, because Neo has a crossfire set with Bialy, but neither of them have been able to pick up anything better than an SMG, so distance is still an issue, and TSM have slowed it. They know that there's a chance for this to happen, this to fall apart, and they don't want it. They know this game's also extremely close. It is Train, and they lead with the economy. There's no need to throw it away. Neo's going to get closer, walking back toward, but as they set the crossfire on the way through, they actually do a little bit of self-damage there. Dupri gets tagged up by his teammate, and they don't even secure the kill, which means now Bialy can come back in with that SMG, and Bialy's still in a good position from quad. Zipix to find him, but they don't account for the fact that Taz has lurked all the way back around from the top of ladder. And that eco potential, it's going to happen. They're out of time, and not only that, Taz will get the kill, so Virtus.pro respond.
So TSM trying to use those recon players going up by themselves. Normally that is favor, you can work where the stack is, but they ran straight into it. Lost those 2 guys, giving the SMGs away, making it a 3-on-3, but just trying to get themselves into certain positions, and Taz with that huge flank towards the back really did open up. That was the kill that really gave them the round, I think. And you can see that this Device with 10 HP and no time to play whatsoever. He gets locked out of that round. But that's huge for VP to bounce straight back into this one. It's going to force TSM onto a force buy here. They've got Tech 9s and smoke grenades. You'd assume the wall of smokes is coming onto the outside bomb site. There it is. They are setting up for it. It's going to be going for that post-plant situation. Try and make things difficult for the CTs where they may be low on economy there.
And in they go. Neo and Snacks are both blocked off by these smokes. They can try to get this fast plant. What's the answer going to be? Good shot through the smoke to catch Xyp9x. Dupri, though, gets Bialy. And inevitably, this bomb's going to go down. They can't chance pushing through blindly and walking into an onslaught of pistols waiting for their arrival. As that all transpires, though, and the bomb does get planted, it's going to be TSM who pick up 2 kills. Kerrigan, that second one was beautiful. Snacks is still in the control room, but Cajun B, he's now taken down Taz, so Snacks has to lower from his perch and join the depths of hell. Instead goes actually on top of the train, but still with the SMGs against him. Or rather, it's an M4 that Cajun B's picked up. There's a chance that it can be done for TSM, and Cajun just needs to bait out the time. In fact, hits the shot with the Tech 9, and it's back-to-back 4 Spy wins. And TSM get back to 10 rounds as it's 8 only for Virtus.pro.
I'm not sure how those kills came to fruition for TSM. It looked like they were at such a disadvantage in terms of the angles they were holding and the HP. They come out, wall of smoke, CTs, a little bit of panic going on. We can see these kills from Kerrigan. This is the most impressive kill here. This second one, he was low HP. I'm not sure even he landed that shot, but there we go. Back-to-back Ecos working out, well, 4 Spies working out for VP and then TSM. So, of course, the Polish side will be 4 spying straight back into this as well. Scouts on Neo and 5-7s on the rest of the guys. Straight to the pop dog there. Cajun B opens it up with the AK-47. Neo knows where they are now. Gets the headshot onto Cajun B. Will he get a double? No, he won't. Xyp9x does take him down.
Unfortunately, damage on that second shot, which means the pistols don't come into play quite so effectively as Kerrigan walks in, takes Bialy, Dupri, Taz. Pasha's in a good position. Got him behind him again, lurking, as you mentioned, so well on this map. Does manage to actually get down Device, but it's all for naught in the end, aside from a bit of economic stance. But 3-1 on this half in particular. 11-8 is the total score.
So that 4 Spy is going to mean a full eco here from VP. So you'd assume round number 4 going in favor of TSM here. The scout coming out for Snacks, though, obviously had a little bit more cash than the rest of the guys. So that's a justified investment. This means he kind of balances his economy with the rest of them. Will he be able to do anything with that, though, is yet to be seen. 5 rifles for TSM and full buys in terms of grenades as well. Galil on Cajun B. I assume they'd probably try to go towards inside this time and maybe just try and keep together. Oh, God, that shot from Deviso takes down the scout of Snacks, and that's going to open up things very nicely here. They actually will make their way to the outside now.
Device going to look for more as well. Knows that there's definitely got to be someone down toward the alleyway, and pushes forward, spots one on his right. Instead, Kerrigan will take care of the alley, and the low HP player Neo tries to evade danger, and eventually Cajun B will get the kill bomb planted as well in another round. Looking like it's firmly TSM's, in fact, is, as they jump to 12, and now they're starting to stretch out a bit of a cushion. But economy is just going to stabilize for Virtus.pro.
Well, it stabilizes in terms of they can get rifles back.
This particular round, of course.
So the fact they don't have an AWP, they've only got 1 kill on Snacks, they don't have any incendiaries, they've got very little in terms of anything else apart from no HEs, few flashbangs. This is a round where TSM know they have a huge advantage. They're keeping track of their cash as much as we are. Kerrigan's pick up the AWP. If they can do a slower round, find that opening pick, he knows he's not going to have any confrontation in that sense of an opposing AWPer. So looks like they're setting up once again for the wall of smokes and keeping things fast. Dupri gets himself at the quad as well.
Snacks, though, again, he has this ability of timing so well when to walk up the ladder. Not only that, from down below, he's going to hear them all walking down this hallway, but you're right, great shot by Dupri to start things off against Bialy. Watch them, though, because they are split up, so Xyp9x hitting that shot on Taz is actually massively beneficial, because if he doesn't, and they go down into 2 men only on this B site with the flank that's now in place, it could be really good for Virtus.pro, and Snacks does arrive, takes down Kerrigan. Device rotating late toward the ladder, but Neo's actually waiting for this, so this is even more likely for Virtus.pro to pick up kills, and they're doing everything in favor of themselves right now, as Snacks will find Xyp9x as well, and Pasha shows up late. It's down to just Dupri. He fights back with at least 1, but smoke already on the bomb, and Pasha with the last kill. Great retake from Virtus.pro.
God knows how they got back into that one. Fantastic stuff from VP. Very clever play coming in from Neo there in the backstab, opening things up and pulling the T's apart. We saw Dupri get out to the quad area with the smokes as well. Seemed like he did such a convincing fake, finding that kill onto Bialy outside. That was the one I thought was going to secure the round for them. They actually got the opening frag towards the inside bomb side as well. But Pasha working well with his teammate Snacks as well, and they actually managed to finish that round off, and that's a huge one for them to win, but it puts them in this precarious position still. They're only going to have the scout, not really going to have too much firepower, and if they lose this one, they will be on yet another full eco. Device with the AWP this time.
TSM are going to slow this down. Their money's limited now as well. They get the first pick. Device
ready for it.
Takes down Neo. Yep, absolutely ready for it. This round does mean a lot. This is still very close, and although TSM's in the lead, They lost money here on the T side. It gives Virtus.pro a massive chance.
There's the replay on your screen from Device, picking up that early frag, making it the 5-4. The CTs need to react, and that's a perfect reaction from Snacks, gaining the advantage back in their favor. So 4-4 situation now. PGL is working towards that Ivy area. The T's haven't really got control of anyone outside yet. Snacks on the E-box. Trying to get information, but gets taken down by Dupri. Another nice shot from him.
Very calculated stuff right now from TSM. Approaching this two sides and two angles, but one of them's now gone as Kerrigan goes down to Viali, dropping bomb in the process. TSM's close enough, they'll grab it, but it leaves it 3-on-3, and everyone from Virtus.pro's on this site. It's a trade again, 2 versus 2 now. Viali on 22 as well, but KGB's less. He's on 7, and Dupri's gone, which means he has to clutch it with that low HP. And he's spotted by Viali. Well played round, rather, by him to pick up 4 kills.
Yeah,
and that does make, by the way, a total score 12-10.
Individual plays is coming in from VP there. Bialy with an absolutely sick round there. That was superb. 4 frags at the M4. After losing those entry frags once again, he'd had good to have to go big. I mean, you were about to see those frags on the screen, but we don't get to watch that one. But that was very impressive stuff from him, and that breaks the economy of TSM. Had the VP have lost that one, that could have been a very difficult situation for them. They would have been almost out of it with the terms of the economy. They had to have ecoed twice potentially there. TSM not going to fall by into this, but they will be going for the inside rush. But Neo's waiting for them, picks it up, spots the rest of them, should just get out of there now.
Yeah, perfect position to be with that AWP on this certain situation. Knowing it's a potential eco rush, they do take down Neo in the end, but everyone's still alive. Taz has to switch to the pistol. But as always, he prevails in that position. 3 kills total, and they bring it back now to 11-12.
And now they do get the AWP on their side, securing it from last round, and this should give them some good stead going forward. The economy, fantastic for TSM. They tried the inside rush there with the pistols. No bomb going down, so they don't get that $800 bonus. And Taz, we know how strong he can be on the inside bomb site. And that's a testament to that round just there. So, Neo went towards the upper ramp last time. I'd assume he's just going to be playing towards connector once more. TSM got installed this time. They've got 2 players heading towards Ivy. And maybe going towards some inside control as well. But that Max 7 from Snacks going aggressive up in Pop Dog.
Yep, and again, just playing this position, he'll be able to hear all those footsteps above him in the hallways. So as a result of it, Neo's come back over toward the B site. They can put 2 members there.
This is it. Taz back up.
And it's by some stroke of fate that Kerrigan chooses not to approach ladder with the bomb, because it did look like they were setting for an A-split with both KGB and Device toward that Ivy position. Instead, and we saw this round come out against them yesterday against Virtus.pro, they're going to go for the late smokes from Dumpster onto the A site quickly, and Dupri just needs to hold these rotations in place. This worked twice for them against Virtus.pro yesterday. We'll see if they've caught on. And Dupri does deploy 2 smokes, rather 1. Second one comes from his teammate Dupri in that B site. So Neo and Taz have to sit still, and now they'll walk in. But Snacks is there. He only gets 1. It's traded, and now they've got a real chance to walk forward upon the site. And as they do, Bialy's caught at the E-box, and TSM a great chance to go for the plant. Neo searching and finds Device through the edge of the smoke, but bomb still goes down. He gets caught in the end as well by Kerrigan, but Pasha stepped up, and now with Taz getting kills, it's left to just Zipix, who has to clutch this out. Fortunately, the bomb is planted for his position at the end of the red train. And Taz is low on HP. Both players do have kits this time, so no chance for a Cajun B. And they know exactly where Zipix is playing from. Taz will spot him as he shuffles over. Is he going to get taken down by Pasha? In the end, he will. And the defuse will come in favor of Virtus.pro.
Lovely stuff there from VP. Staying together in that 2-on-1 situation, making sure they complemented each other, pintering the T player there. Zipex did everything he could, but unfortunately he can't look at 2 players at once. And that's a nice play from TSM. They get the opening frag once again. Smoke's going down, bomb was planted, but now we'll go to 12-12. And the money situation for TSM, once again, won't be able to get those AWPs. It's going to be relying on rifles, potentially a Tech 9 for Device. He actually will be going in AK, no nades whatsoever, so not much to work with here. They're going to have to rely on the picks. Neo stepping up the AWP. We saw him on the bomb train now. That's his favourite position. We see him do so well from there all the time, always finding frags with his tiny gaps in the smoke. Going to round number 10 in the second half now.
Again, TSM will put 2 players out toward Ivy initially. Try and open up the A site, gain some map control, force Pasha back to take that fight, and KGB this time will win it, so might have lost it a fair few times. In fact, 3 on the CT. He wins this time, and none more important because money is so tight, and they don't want this lead to slip away entirely as they look to secure round 13 for them. Snacks, Neo, all that's left of doing the opposite of causing Virtus.pro to get back in perhaps into a round that they don't deserve. And Neo will get Kerrigan at least, but with bomb down and him in a 1-on-2 situation,
No
players on either side, and exactly what you just said, no kit. It's very unlikely he'll be able to pull this off. Just a matter of time. He does actually take Device. There's still time here to do this, but Xyp9x will wait this out accordingly. He knows it's just a matter of baiting out Neo in this position, and Neo actually, I think, is going to give up on it entirely, keep the AWP, and play the long game economically as well.
That's interesting how TSM can take that round almost so easily. Obviously, it came down to 1-on-1 with the entry frags they got. Dupri stepping up once again. He picks up 2 kills. They didn't really have any utility to work with whatsoever. It's going towards side alley. KGB opening it up and then gives them that control to get out and actually have some opportunities to find those AK headshots. And once again, they actually do that. 5 plays 5 now, but the VP money's still strong. They're going for the double AWP setup now, so they've got Neo and Pasha rolling with that. You assume Pasha will be going towards Ivy. But when he has his AWP, he's not afraid to go and peek all the way to T-spawn. Don't be surprised if he does that this round. It's probably a perfect play here, considering how they're reading TSM right now. Let's see what he does decide to do. 2 players will be heading towards that area. And there it is. He will be going straight in there. So this is exactly what he will be doing now.
Yeah, but watch the fast approach. Taz has to call for Neo. The flash will come through, and KGB is in a good position not to get caught by this out at Ivy.
Yeah, KGB is so aware. This is going to come down to the timing, and Pasha should pre-fire him here, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get this kill.
Yep, sees his shoulder. Well won and well struck by Virtus.pro to give them the man advantage. They'll both retreat back in the site as well because they know that entire alley's clear. And they can put more attention where it matters, where Device is waiting now at the front of the site.
The good thing about that is as well, they get the pick, they fall back, no damage exchange, and they get good information. There's only 1 T player there, which is pretty indicative that they'll be going back towards the other bomb site, and that will come in true here as the bomb makes its way to the B bomb site. Taz alone there, but he has got Neo backing him up with that secondary AWP as well, so this is a fantastic setup for VP now.
Where's the smoke? Finally does deploy. Neo will flash back into it to try and buy Taz some space as he's stuck in behind the spools, and they're extremely spammable, but they're not yet looking at it. He's got a chance. Neo, meanwhile, hyper-focused upon upper. Dupri gets Taz, but Neo does get back into Kerrigan, so still a chance. The flash is timed perfectly, though. They'll cross over and also get the kill. Xyp9x well-timed. As the bomb goes down, TSM find themselves in a 3-versus-3 despite that really early pick and good positioning from Virtus.pro. But they're stuck on top of the site, not much presence forward, which means BP get very close to the train, and as they do, Pasha goes in with 1 out the other way, but Bialy gets back to bring it down to only Device. And they're already sticking this bomb right down. No kid on it. If Device finds it, he will get the kill. Now it becomes a problem because Bialy's in the same position. No kid for him as well. Device needs not to go down right now. He's going to actually win it. He'll take the round, and it's going to go to 14 total for TSM.
That's so massive. Look at the money for VP as well. This pits TSM in touching distance now of map point. Fantastic stuff from them. We saw Pasha pushing towards the Ivy area, getting that first pick, and we saw an almost perfect setup for that inside push. Taz up against the spools, Neo backing him up with the AWP as well. They should have capitalized on that situation. They had the man advantage as well, but Device stepping up in that 2-on-1. No kits for the CTs was the downfall though. They couldn't go for that full defuse. They just didn't have time to play with. Device finds the first frag, and here we go. Finishing it off in style, takes down Bialy and pushes the CTs to Eco here. They have no choice here but just to take PT50s.
So back to pistols, like you say, and 2 rounds ago, it could have been the boot on the other foot. If they'd broken TSM them, it could be them on 14 rounds in the exact same scenario. And KGB and Dupri, Device, they're not having any of it. There will be no pistol kills, just 1 against Xyp9x. Okay, I take it back. Apparently, I can't talk so fast. Commentator's curse strikes, and Bialy picks up 2. Eventually down in the end, and that puts them on match point, so it ultimately won't affect the economy too much for TSM, and Virtus.pro now
actually does, you know,
have to buy in.
It's not amazing for them. They actually can 2 players on 3K. They actually may have to have Galil's going into this one.
They'll drop 1 over. Yeah.
So, still though, that's map point going in favor of TSM. 3 rounds to play with, and this time VP do not have the AWP of Neo or Pasha to fall back onto. They need to get 3 in a row here. No kits once again. Taz going to be playing inside alone. And you'd feel like the CTs probably have to be something aggressive once again to try and get that first pick and give themselves some confidence going into this round. Device making his way towards Ivy. Pasha, what to play for now. If he dies here, this could open up the map. He may face KGB has been winning these battles on the T side.
So Neo and Taz together. And TSM carefully crafting this play as Device gets closer and closer toward Pasha's position. And the isolation smoke on the left, they're now going to double that up, look for a wrap and a quick play onto Hell, but how does Pasha respond? He's actually going to try and push through this, but he might be too soon on it. They haven't yet come out, so if he walks in right now with a flash against him, it could be detrimental. And Xyp9x gets Neo, but Pasha only with one. There's the trade. Well struck again by Device, and Xyp9x now with two means that they can walk in and get the bomb down. It's on to Bialy and Taz burns alive. Xyp9x with 3 in that round, and it gives TSM map 1, 2 total due to the map in hand, and it's Train that they take.
Really good individual play there from TSM. Good synergy between the actual gunfights going into bomb sites. And once again, VP having a very strong T-half, but it's almost identical match to yesterday, you know. VP looked so strong in the first half, but TSM just come fighting back and pretty much take that in straight sets. VP did manage to get 4 rounds in a row, but there's then some key clutches and some very small rounds making the difference there. And TSM managing to take map number 1.
And how back and forth it was, too, because we had back-to-back ecos at the start of this. It could have been clear-cut for TSM, and then it could have been clear-cut for Virtus.pro. Almost broke them again round 25. If they beat TSM there, they did break the economy. It would have potentially put them on 14 in a similar match point situation where there wasn't much economy for TSM. And that round defined the end of it for it, or excuse me, the end of it for this map, and for TSM to walk away with it.
Yep. Well, like we said before, we have got some guys here who know a thing or two about CS, allegedly. So, Analyst, over to you.
Yeah, we don't, Henry, but thanks for trying to sell it as much as you can.
Don't even refer to us by name, analysts.
Yeah, just those
Casters,
guys.
say stuff about who killed who.
Yeah. Play-by-play is hard. Let's be real.
It's very hard, yeah. So it takes a lot of talent. You definitely could not just be out partying all night, no sleep, and come in and do a whole tournament.
No way. You would have to really prepare hard for that. But anyway, so it turns out, Duncan, that the best team in the world on Train have lost Train twice to a team called TSM.
Yeah, this is a scenario where the big question I have is TSM the new best team on Train? Because we did know that they had this crazy record where they just didn't very often play it. Therefore, that was we didn't know how good they were, basically. And they had so much of the rest of the map pool they were strong on. So what I'm wondering now is, are they the new best team, or are they just somehow only against Virtus.pro super amazing in that sense? You know, because I think sometimes it can go like that. Sometimes a team can beat you on one map, but you're better against everyone else. You could probably make the case that TSM, maybe they are the best now.
I think we need a larger sample size to make that
That's kind of what I'm saying there, yeah.
But has to be said, usually teams struggle to attack the outer bomb side against Virtus.pro, but TSM has really worked it out. I think it's Bialy, if I'm not wrong, that he's playing E-Box aggressively, and he's usually being the guy who's just making a lot of early destruction to that T attack. And TSM's timing on the attack coming through Pop Talk and T main is so spot on that he's getting sandwiched time after time. So they're actually getting that early advantage.
With all this talk of lube and dildos, maybe he enjoys it, mate. You know, ever think about that?
Like, the thing is,
there's potential for that.
To kind of tie into your point there, like, as much as seeing them against Virtus.pro, who are amazing on the map, is very telling that they've improved. I want to see now TSM on Train against Na'Vi. I want to see, now I want to get the whole gamut of who's good. But listen, like I said, this was supposed to be a start where, okay, great series for Virtus.pro because they can win Train, and then Overpass will be contested. They've lost Train already. They're down at their elimination point already, Rich.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying.
A single map for TSM now. It has to be 3 in a row for Virtus.pro.
And what's crazy is, statistically...
Are you still confident there, Natu? You think it can still happen?
We've seen bigger things happen.
You're ride or die type of guy.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you've seen
Stand with your opinion.
You were in NIP Performance. You've seen all sorts of crazy stuff. See, and certainly don't read the papers. But anyway, so
that's why he has that never die attitude, Rich. He knows that you can always return to the top.
Yeah, definitely.
Hope dies last.
I love it, man. That's NIP's motto. But it's as if the producers get involved. He's like,
wow.
Yeah, but it still dies, mate. All right.
Much like NIP.
So anyway,
it will one day die.
The thing that's interesting about this is Overpass statistically goes to TSM. In fact, on all the most recent head-to-heads, TSM have taken Overpass. Yeah. This is TSM's map. This is as bad as it's going to get for Virtus.pro in this final. I think they're staring down the barrel of a gun.
This is where TSM can really impress us because, again, I think Virtus.pro are amazing on Overpass. They're so good against everyone. It really is one of their strong. It's another map where, like I said, for me, Train and Overpass, I think VB's the best team on them. But hey, maybe TSM's going to beat them on both. Obviously, TSM's fantastic on these two maps. You can't take that away, though. I actually feel like it could end here. In fact, I think from what I remember, I think I said TSM's going to get this. I think it's just going to get closed out 3-0. Sorry. I'm not really sorry. I can't lie. In esports, guys, I've never really said sorry for it. I meant it all.
Yeah. So, but I mean, Natu, do you agree with this? I mean,
I do. Unfortunately, for my prediction, TSM is just being way too consistent right now. Virtus.pro is not. There's too many highs, too many lows in between. Again, just a solid performance from Device. He was playing lights out. Carrigan playing really well as well, by the way. Has to be pointed out. It seems like Train, much like Taz, Carrigan really seems to love playing on Train. Dupri, yet again, being on the board. Cajun B, not so much. He was a bit off. Obviously, first half had a nightmare half going on there. But still, generally speaking, TSM is just being way too consistent right now. And I was talking about how this game is going to come down to 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s. And it seems like TSM is still edging on those. And that's going to be the difference maker here on Overpass as well.
Well, okay, well, let's talk a little bit about Overpass before we throw out to the break. So, we feel like I'm saying we. I'll let you when it comes to bold predictions, I'm sort of like, I'll let you guys.
No, you're associated with Volve, mate. Publicly expressed opinions, Rich.
That's actually true. I am the Thorin handler, the Thorin whisperer. But anyway, let's...
Daddy.
Only I can reach him. No, Duncan, don't say that. Don't say those terrible
You haven't been very good at that so far, I can't lie.
But on Overpass, I mean, really, Virtus.pro can't turn this around? I mean, if they were... So if they were, theoretically, how are they going to do it? Who's important here?
Well, here's the thing. This is a map where one of the things that's really interesting about the TSM VP matchup right now is if you look at it, TSM is winning tons of clutch rounds. They're winning so many 2-on-2, 3-on-3 type scenarios. That's exactly what used to make Virtus.pro win this matchup. It used to be Virtus.pro who get the openings, who get the entries, who get a bomb down but can't hold it, who try to retake but one guy dies at the last second because of some hero play by Pasha or Taz or whoever it might be. At the moment, all of that's going over to the guys from TSM. Then you add in, listen, Virtus.pro continually... They've never stopped showing us great T-sides. They're still doing it now. And every time they do it, TSM's like, you know what? We've got incredible T-sides as well. So in every little area that matters at the moment, for me, TSM's a bit ahead. So I think what would have to happen to here is I think this has to be a really strong CT side for Virtus.pro. I think if they can get a real lockdown, like that A site, they can be phenomenal at holding it. They have such an unorthodox style, such an old traditional style where you play off the truck. You just basically almost dare them to come in through the smokes and plant, but they're so good at retaking there. I think if they can lock that down, they can win this map. I just don't think it's going to happen myself.
And there's Carrigan just chilling there, looking at his phone. He's having
it's a bit cruel to show that sort of an angle, though. Show him straight.
The tactics. Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. There he goes. Like, no, the tactics, mate. The tactics. Whatever.
I thought maybe he was actually obliged to have to message his girlfriend and tell him exactly what he did in that match, because he always has it in his name. He's like, sorry, baby, the match went a bit long. I was just telling the guys what to do. Yeah.
What? Gotta love Finn. But anyway, come on now, make your point.
Virtus.pro is presumably going to be starting on CT side, right? So if they make good decisions early on, let's say they take some risks and the gambles happen to pay off. Let's say they push long, TSM happens to push there, they get the early kills, things start rolling their way. They're a really momentum-based team, right? So if they can get that ball rolling and force TSM into the situation where they're just not getting those entries working for them, that's when they do have a chance, like Thorin just pointed out. But if it doesn't start well, I think TSM is just going to run away with it.
Well, the thing is as well, I'm just trying to think about how it works in this sequence. So the sides are already predetermined. There's no knife round. So TSM will start T on this one, right?
They start,
do believe
it's
so,
the other way around before. So
well,
I mean, you pick.
You
That's
pick,
the whole point.
right?
Yeah, you pick, but
presumably they'll pick CT.
Yeah, I mean,
no, so is it you pick the map and the side? Can I just get some clarification?
I think you pick the map and the other person picks the side.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So
since Virtus.pro picked the first map, presumably TSM picked to be CT.
Right.
So on this map, which is TSM's pick, presumably Virtus.pro would be CT, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm expecting.
So that could be a factor in this.
Here's what I think.
That's why I'm making the point, right?
Here's what I think the Virtus.pro guys, if Virtus.pro is going to win Overpass, I think they have to just turn Bialy loose. I think he has to just go ham on T side. They have to just. Apparently they're going to start on T side. I don't know what that means. Don't speak in my own talking. So anyway, don't do that. You've seen me when I'm pleasant. You don't want to see when it gets nasty. Okay. So anyway, I actually think they have to turn Bialy loose. They have to have one of those rampage type terrorist halves, because at the moment, like I said, part of winning those clutch rounds is when you get those guys from TSM into a 2v2. they're so good right now is the CT clutch rounds. Like, actually, for all of VP's incredible T-halves they had, against other teams, these would have been like 10 T-half rounds. These would have been like 11. The game would already be over. What TSM does is hang in there just enough on those incredible T-halves from Virtus.pro, and then they just do it themselves. A little bit better on T-side. So I think someone like Bialy, he can be a massive factor in winning this game.
Yep. Early map control, take over B short, or take over the toilet area, and then try in cost and over rotation from CTs going further down in the round could be a medicine for Virtus.pro.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for your thoughts, and we'll see if Virtus.pro are able to take control of the toilet area or whether their tournament hopes will be swirling down the bowl. We'll find out after the break. We're going to go for a short one. We'll be back in a few minutes, and then we'll get straight into the game. The second map of this final could be the last one. Make sure you join us.
So they've got a decent man and information inside the site. Pasha's going to take down Kerrigan. KGMB's still close by and actually gets a good nade in on Pasha. 21 HP left, but he's still managing.
3 smokes available. They have been favoring that
this time and catches a player entirely not aware.
Here it is. Look, they have absolutely no idea. He's got so much time to play. He's even reloading there. No one facing him, and that's what he does so well on this map. Gets behind it.
Dupri very smartly took that off and threw it further away, because giving that up to an eco just helps the T's so much more in building up economy, but Xyp9x is holding true. Dupri does well.
Snacks and his E-box. I assume they knew where he was, but gets that first frag. Great shot into the $3. $800 bonus. And Taz, we know how strong he can be on the inside bomb site.